Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2021 FantasyCritic.Games draft. For those of you who don't know, this is the Playhouse Championship. This is where we will basically be predicting Metacritic scores for all the games we think will be great coming out in 2021. We'll go over more into the rules later, but firstly, I need to introduce the teams who will be representing the publishers that will be drafting these games today. So, starting off with me, FantasyCritic Games. You know what? Like, it's how I'm feeling. I haven't slept like most of this week because I've been staying up playing Fire Emblem. So I feel like that was a good team name to go for.
Nice.
Then we have the power couple. All right, just absolute seasoned veterans when it comes to this fantasy league stuff for 2 years. First, we have got.
When it comes to this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. 100%. Like if you were making a fantasy league for video game fantasy league players, you two would be the #1 draft picks. That's all I'm saying. First of all, we have John representing Toss a Coin to Your Games.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm here to defend the champion non-championship.
Winner of the non-canonical championship. All right. And the winner of the non-canonical championship from 2019. Rose representing A Game by Any Other Name. You don't have crowd sound effects. You can't just do that. You can't just do jet sounds.
I can, dang it.
It's all in our heads, and that's what matters.
And then we got the newcomers with possible heavy hitters from the Far East that nobody knows except them. First of all, I will introduce the man to my right. He is representing Gigadrill Games. It's Tim.
Yo.
And looking dapper as ever in his virtual space, we've got Serpent Games head Keith over there. How you doing, Keith?
Hi-oh. I'm doing good.
Yeah. So just before we get into the rules here, really quickly, does anyone have any initial strategies that they want to share about how they're going to go about this today? Any games that, like, any type of games that you're particularly going to jump for?
Is that what you're doing?
Maybe a little bit, right?
I know I have at least one wild pick.
Okay. I like to hear. I like wild picks. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. Basically, we have 14 slots for each of our teams. Slots that will be filled up with games that are yet to be released. We will be picking these games based off how well we think they will do on OpenCritic specifically, not Metacritic. And their average review scores will be... this is not based on user score. This is based purely on review score. And the way this works is the better the game does, the more points you will get. If it's above a 70, if it gets like a 75, you gain 5 points. If it's a 65 on OpenCritic, you lose 5 points. We'll be doing this all throughout the year. We're drafting 7 games today, and then 7 games will be picked out through the remainder of the year. The one with the highest score at the end wins. It's normally not me, but I give it my best shot anyway. Second 2 years in a row. But yeah, very quickly, I want to go over the specifics, because you can edit the rules of these leagues. First of all, shout out to FantasyCritic.Games for hosting this site. This is a great website, and I've had fun for it for 2 years. Totally free, so you guys can make your own leagues out there. It's totally fine. So, the way we're going to do it is 14 total games, 7 of which will be drafted today, 7 of which we will pick up with our $100 budget. Fake budget, I should say. We're not staking real money on this. We should, though, next year. And then we've got 2 counter picks, which I will explain when we get to that phase. Minimum bid amount, $1. That means, like, in previous years, there was, like, a weird cheese strat where you could bid $0 on a game, and if nobody else bid for it, you got it.
Would have ever done that one?
I don't know. Who might have tried to game the system with that?
Who pulled that one off? I don't know.
Yeah. You're lucky it's not
Smells like
canonical.
a Finn move.
Otherwise, you'd be disqualified. No. $1 bid, at least. That's like... We're all agreed on that, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, right, good.
100%.
Alright, then we have the ability to drop some of our games if, for whatever reason. So, we need to determine amongst ourselves how many games we should be able to drop and under what circumstances. I think, personally, we should only be allowed to drop 1, maybe like maximum 2 games, and only drafted games. And I also think it should only be games that like are delayed. Not if you're getting whiffs of like this game's coming out and it's going to be bad. I don't think you should allow it. But I want to hear other perspectives on this. What we think we should do.
Okay, I'm going to. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I was going to say, so what if it's never, like, it's not technically delayed, but just never formally announced? Like, you've gotten halfway through the year, this game is not announced.
Yeah.
Like,
so this happened with a few games in 2020. I think Axiom Verge was like that, and like a few other things. Again, I can override these rules as league manager. So if it comes to a point like in November where it's like, for sure this game
not
isn't
coming out
going to release, like, yeah, I can override that rule and you can drop it. Yeah, totally.
all right.
So I think, because we're going to do the thing where if you counterpick a game, you can't drop it. So I think 2 options to drop is acceptable in that stage. And only if they're not released, I think.
I was actually going to make a argument for 1 non-release, 1 cyberpunk situation.
Okay, so then we can either do it in the way where you could do 1 will not release, 1 will release, and that's a hard limit, or you could do 2 that you can just drop for anything. Like you can do 2 delayed games, or you could do 2 cyberpunks. It's weird talking about it in this context, by the way, because Cyberpunk was the most sought after game last year.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Fought over it last year.
And it dive bombed. That was the #1 pick for a lot of us. I know in our old league,
Yeah.
previous league, that was the #1 pick. Period.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I like the idea of getting that weird hint of, I don't know, everything I'm hearing that might be under.
There's a little stank.
Okay.
It was going good. Now it's not.
Okay.
It's a little bit.
In which case,
Everything's fine until it's not.
In which case, I will do 1 will not release and 1 any circumstances. So in that way, you can actually do one of your drops has to be a delay, but the other one could be like Cyberpunk whiffs.
Okay.
If a game's stinky, then you know.
I think that's a fair balance because we're all probably going to pick one that won't release.
Yeah.
And minus or like you said, the counter pick concept, but I know you're going to go over that one.
Yeah. Counter picks, which we will get into when we're at the counter pick stage, but that can block a game from being dropped. So if John picks Hollow Knight Silk Song, right, and I'm like, hey, that's not coming out this year, I can stop him from dropping that.
Wait. Is Silk Song DLC?
It's a standalone game.
As far as I know, it's a
Yeah.
sequel.
As far as we know, it is a
Okay.
full standalone game.
If
It was supposed to be DLC,
Okay, hold on.
but they registered there was too much and decided to make it its own game.
Okay.
Good question. Very good question.
That is a good question. If it was still classified as a DLC, which I don't think it is, I would argue for that to be overridden anyway, because that's like a whole truckload of a
So
game.
is-
It seems like.
Silk Song for the 3rd year in a row.
I still need to actually beat Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I do too. I
Yeah.
haven't beat it yet.
So good.
All right, and now we come to the eligibility settings. Obviously, there are various different types of games that are released, and this is all a game about risk. So we can ban certain types of games from being picked because, like, say it's a port of a game that's already released, right? And like we know how good it is, what it will score. Then, like, obviously that's banned. So the way I currently have it set up, and then we can discuss if we think any of this should be changed. So the ban tags right now are currently in early access, director's cut, which is like a Persona 5 Royal situation, planned for early access, port, already released internationally in some other market, remaster, or yearly installment. Yearly installment, I should say, doesn't go as far as Call of Duty. It only
If there's a year in the
yeah,
title,
it only applies
basically.
to the year in the title. So Madden, FIFA, Formula
Okay,
1,
gotcha.
all those games. Any of those that we think should be allowed. I think planned for early access is the only one where I'm like, yeah, maybe that should. Because that means it's not even early access yet.
I think that'd be okay.
Yeah. Because like I think about
Though
Hades.
You also have to be ready to drop it
Yeah.
in case it doesn't officially release.
I wonder how that works. So say like I picked Hades, right? And then it's hanging along in early access and it's good. But like they're like, we're gonna release it on January 1st next year. Am I locked into that or can I drop it? I think I can in that situation.
I'd say
that.
that because we're doing the one for anything. So
Yeah, okay,
that could be
okay.
if it if it's in early access hell or if it's in a cyberpunk stank situation, like
Cyberpunk stink is such a good phrase.
no stank. There's
Stank,
an A
yes.
in there.
Stank. Cyberpunk stank.
It has a stanky leg.
It's got that funky chunk and it's not jazzy.
Right now I have expansion pack in allowed, but I feel like it shouldn't be.
See, okay, the only reason I'm going to say no is because I know Keith is going to go after something that is like full-on hardcore expansion.
Oh yeah, no, we're
yes.
getting the announcement on what is it, February 5th for the new Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 14 expansion.
Right.
So
Okay, so that's a band tag.
Is expansion just DLC?
so expansions are like typically sizable DLC.
Yeah, they don't have a DLC tag in here, so I think expansion pack is the whole umbrella.
Okay.
They give examples: Doom Eternal, The Ancient Ones, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne, World of Warcraft, Shadowlands, and Shovel Knight King of Cards, which are all four big expansions for those games, I guess. New game is just like a newly released game. That's obviously allowed. I don't know how you'd play this game without that.
To Shovel Knight to actually get King of Cards. John is debating whether King of Cards should be considered an expansion. I think it is.
Sorry, that one's just
Totally.
I wasn't prepared for that. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait.
but remember, it's Treasure Trove is the overarching
Yeah.
thing, and
That's
then you
okay.
have Shovel Knight, and then you play as the different knights. They are all DLC. They are expansions within Shovel Knight. Trove of treasure, trove of treasures.
It's Treasure Trove. Oh, okay, and the only reason I'm very confused by this is because you can go into the eShop and minus King of Cards, you can actually buy Spectre, Torment, and the other two, like as standalone games.
Right, but you can
Okay,
buy like
so-
Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry as like, and that's a
When you look
DLC.
them up, do they have their own separate icon, or do you
And I
go
don't know.
into Shovel Knight
don't
to
know.
access that?
I don't care.
Sorry to kick it off. Oh, I knew it was going to happen. All right. Reimagining, I think, should be allowed. That's like your Final Fantasy VII remakes, your Resident Evil 2 remakes. Different
Yeah.
enough from their original that should be allowed.
Mhm.
Then we've got Remake, which they classify as a game that modernizes gameplay without fundamentally changing it. So from this year, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, the Spyro remakes, the Crash remakes, Link's Awakening remakes. I think acceptable.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
John had some debate about this last year.
What's
I
the
know.
difference between this and port?
From the ground up,
There is
visual overhaul and mechanical updates.
Yeah.
Then what's the difference between reimagining and remake?
Reimagining is like it is a fully
Yeah.
different system.
Yeah.
Like 7 remake is part
Or
action
reimagine.
game, part turn-based RPG. Resident Evil 2 is no longer a like third-person static camera tank shooter. It is a over-the-shoulder third-person, like it's a third-person shooter.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
Beta in the chat with a good point. You can also massively fuck up remakes. Like, there was no guarantee that, like, the Crash remake or the Spyro remake were going to be good games.
I mean, there were a lot of people that complained about the Crash remake just because of the change from a rectangular collision box to a capsule collision box.
Yeah. So, I think remake is allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unannounced games. So, like, if you want to draft Persona 6 into your team, that's fair game. If you think that's coming out in 2021, you can do it. And then
Fantasy 17.
will release internationally first. So games that say it's a Japanese release haven't been released yet in Japan, but will be before it comes to America or the West. Still hasn't been released, so I feel like there's still risk there.
Mhm.
So I think that's allowed.
Okay.
And so that means, okay, we have our rules. So we have our allowed tags. All right, here we go. Now we got to select the draft order, which I'm going to randomize. Everyone will be able to see that and know I'm not cheating. Edit draft order. Here we go. So the draft order is starting with John. Starting with John, then Rose, then Keith, then me, and then last is Tim.
Okay.
And this is snake.
Yeah. So like,
So I get 2 in a row.
yeah, you get 2 in a row, and then it bumps back to me, Keith, Rose, John, which I think is a good spot to be in, somewhere in the middle. So now I will set the draft order. I don't think there's anything I've left to do, so I will start the draft. Warning, once you start drafting, you can no longer add or remove players. Draft is locked in. All right, good. So the draft begins right now.
Are we drafting on our end, or are you doing it?
No, you do it on your end because it updates live.
Okay, all right.
If anyone needs me to do it though on my end, I can do that. But like, it'll be easier if we just do it this way. So, John, walk us through your thought process. You're the #1 draft pick for 2021. You can have any game you choose from.
Yeah. So it's pretty much me that kind of lays the groundwork. It's one of those, like, the first one is always the hardest one. I actually don't like picking first, but it'll actually come into my favor later in the rounds because I'll get to double up on it. Okay. 2021 is really weird. There's games that are coming out and then nothing's gonna come out and it's gonna be odd. So it's almost the safest, and I will give you my full on what I did last year, and I'm gonna repeat the whole stupid thing. And Finn and Rose will contest this. I front loaded the hell out of my games. Like at the beginning of the year, I literally grabbed games that I knew were coming.
And who did you get that idea from?
You from 2 years ago, and it works. Daddy won.
Daddy won. Yeah,
Please
John. Again, in the non-canonical league from last year that we don't talk about anymore, but we're going to briefly talk about, John got, like, in his 6 draft picks, he got, like, 5 90s. It was ridiculous. And so, like, there was just no coming back from that. Though I made a go at it.
No, yeah, I, like, Animal Crossing, Neo.
Doom. It was nuts. I don't know how we let you get through with all those. Yeah.
I just went to town, and I literally, everything was at least 85 or higher on all 6 of my draft picks.
So yeah, you got to go with the big guns first.
So you're gonna start off with Silk Song then?
Shut up! I am not gonna get Silk Song this early. That does not make sense. But you know what? You know what I am gonna do?
What?
I'm hyped. Everyone's hyped about it. It's something that is tried and true right now because of what's been going on. I'm taking Resident Evil Village.
Oh, that's a good #1 pick.
Man,
Resident
I
Evil.
was thinking no one would grab that actually, because I didn't think anyone else here besides me like had a read on that series.
You get the like, knowing you, I get enough of a read on that series to know that it's like a top 3 pick for sure. And like the fact that it has a date, right? It's May. It might get delayed a little bit, but it's not going to get delayed out of 2021.
And it's getting a second demo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like,
if
the game has demo, it's in a good spot.
Which it needs, because that first demo was purely just a visual showcase for the PS5, and I beat it in 4 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, release date. I mean, granted, Resident Evil 3 didn't review as well as Finn probably wanted to because he picked it up.
Yeah, I got 3. It was rough.
Yeah, but it's on a upturn, and I think it's just a solid pick because we have a release date, and there's a high buzz about it. So that's why I'm going with Resident Evil Village as my #1.
Oof. All right. So once John locks that in, I don't know if you have locked it in, if the site's being slow. Okay.
I had to refresh mine because it didn't even say the draft started.
Yeah, maybe you have to refresh once. Okay.
Go refresh.
All right, so John has made his #1 pick. It is Resident Evil Village. Now it's on to Rose.
God!
I'm gonna do the only logical thing that I can do.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
The psychological warfare I was talking about. Okay.
All right, I got you. I got
What is
you.
the second pick?
That is such a blow. God.
That is a blow. That is a blow to me, and I never thought Rose would do that to me. I'm hurt.
Keith,
He's
can I just
never
say,
felt so personally attacked in his life.
if I got the draft order before you, I was totally gonna do that.
Oh, I know.
Honestly, funny.
I was like,
Funny thing is,
I'm doing Monster Hunter.
It's either Village or Monster Hunter.
That
Like,
was
those are
in
the
my
first 2
head.
picks. I have no idea what I'm picking next,
Yeah.
guys.
funny
Alright.
thing for me.
Somehow it got to me. I was picking Monster Hunter. No questions asked.
So funny thing for me, Monster Hunter wasn't even on my list. Like, I have a list of games.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is not on my list.
I just love this, like, again, psychological warfare of just like these three people who've played this game before, and the two like newbies just like know your place.
That was my game.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're like, no, it doesn't matter if you play the game.
The alphas eat first in this game.
Well, I mean, one of the newbies is eating before you, Finn.
Yeah, I know. All right. Okay, so Keith is up to the plate because beloved Monster Hunter is taken from him. So what's he gonna pick now? It's high tension.
See, Rose thinks she took Monster Hunter from me.
A Monster Hunter.
God damn it. You're not.
Is there
You're
another,
not.
Is there a mobile Monster Hunter
not.
play or something?
You're not doing stories. You are.
I'm
not
doing Monster Hunter stories.
Oh my god.
I'm doing Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin.
This is the most unorthodox draft we've ever done. This is wild. So, like, explain because I didn't even know about that. What is Monster Hunter Stories?
Imagine things like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and whatnot, like what those are to the Pokemon series. That's what Monster Hunter Stories is to Monster Hunter.
Yeah. That's wild. That's like picking Pokemon Snap before like an actual Pokemon game. Yeah. I guess yeah, like Silver, I don't know. One of the good ones. All right. So I feel like I should bring this back to a place of sense, right? Surely I cannot believe that this got there's you know what, I'm not even going to speak. All right, so the way I've done this in the past is that I've mainly gone for games that I believe in, right? Outsider picks that like nobody will see coming, that are like gonna shock people with their 90+ scores. In previous years, I have picked Untitled Goose Game, right? Which did get a Game of the Year award, but is like a 70 on Metacritic. I did the same last year with Maneater. I thought was going to be the spiritual successor to Untitled Goose Game. It fell flat, right? No Straight Roads, a game I believed in, got me a -1, alright? So this year, it's just heavy hitters. It's about surefire successes. It's big money plays. And so, my number 1 draft pick is Horizon Forbidden West. Easy pick. Yeah. Okay. We're going to Tim. So I got Horizon Forbidden West. Sony's doubling down in 2021. Let's see if they live up to it. I hope. But yeah. So I that was my number 1 pick. So I got my number 1. I'm pretty happy right now. Let's see if Tim gets his. Right. Whoa. All right, that's yeah. All right. Yeah, that was my number. That was my number 6 on my priority list, my secret priority list. But yeah, it was up there. And this is interesting to me, especially because you come from a place where you didn't love the Ratchet and Clank 2016 edition.
Nefarious
Yeah.
in the trailer, which like is already going back more towards that.
I got it. They can hear you now. Yeah, I got it. They can hear you now. So yeah.
But
I'm mad.
I'm also going to pull the rug out from under everyone because I feel pretty secure in my other picks. So now is where I just pull Silksong out from under everybody.
Harsh.
The running gag for me was to get it every single damn year.
You killed his bit. You killed the bit.
To take it this year.
Yeah.
Again.
How dare you? You son of a bitch.
Silksong hurts.
I actually truly believe that it actually is coming out this year.
Yeah.
I think it has a much better chance this year.
It has been so damn quiet that I'm like, it's gonna like randomly shadow drop.
Oh yeah. Oh, last year I was very confident in counterpicking that.
A Silksong shadow drop would that's gonna be a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do feel like that one's gonna shadow drop. So good pick, Bloodhead.
Yeah, strong picks coming out from Tim, though it does mean that it is now my turn again. And this also means that I have got my number 1 and number 2 picks. Because on one side of the wall you can see I have my Horizon photo. But if you look over to the other side of that wall, Breath of the Wild's there too. So of course, my number 2 pick is Breath of the Wild 2.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's balls.
Mhm.
That's
That's
balls.
ballsy.
I'm sorry. Right, okay, so who, show of hands, who thinks Horizon's coming out this year?
That I think is.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
Breath
like,
of the Wild
okay,
released the exact same month as Horizon Zero Dawn. Are you saying that Breath of the Wild 2 is harder to make than a Horizon game? I think not.
I'm not saying it's harder to make, but I'm saying Nintendo's not worried about it like Sony is.
I think not. Switch Pro's coming out this year. It's going to launch day and date with it. Mark my words. All right.
Wild claims.
So yeah, it's now over to Keith with his second pick.
Unlucky raised
So-
his hand.
I played the demo of it.
don't you fucking do this.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, and it's
We're
going to
doing-
review well. I know it's going to review well.
Don't you do this to me.
I'm doing Bravely Default 2.
God
Ooh.
damn it!
Yeah, that was like
Yeah,
a third
Yep.
pick for
That
me.
was yep.
Do those games review well?
No.
Yes. Bravely Default is like probably one of the best reviewed RPGs of all time, at least within its communities.
Wow. Okay, that's a sleeper hit for me because I did not have that on my list.
Would you not agree with that, Keith? Like that is regarded as being one of the best RPGs on the 3DS.
Yeah.
On Open Critic, we were looking it up. It got an 84.
All right, that's decent.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So now we're back over to Rose with her second pick.
Okay. Let's see what else I was wanting to get. Okay, Silk Song has been picked up. Who knows when that's coming out? What
Yeah, this
do I
is the
want?
stage in the draft where it gets a little hard. Well, like
Yeah.
it's not difficult, but it's like what's coming out, what's gonna like
Yeah.
flop. You know what I mean?
What's coming
Mhm.
out? What will go over well?
I got 2 of
What
my
will
3 big hitters, so I'm happy.
Ooh. Yeah. You know what? I want to try this one.
Oh God.
I
Okay.
want to try this.
Explain your decision and then
What do you do?
let us know what you're going.
So every now and then you just have to choose a new IP, like something weird and different and PlayStation exclusive, and Can of Bridge of Spirits.
It's a solid pick if it comes out this year.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it was scheduled for
Definitely
launch, which I think puts it in a good spot. It was scheduled for launch
Yeah.
for the PS5, got delayed out of 2020. So, yeah. That was pretty low on my list purely because I believe that is this studio's first ever game. And so, like, that was like a point against it in my head, but also like point in favor of it. Like, Sony showed it at their PS5 showcase. Like, they were like, this is gonna get people to buy PS5s, and so like they must have some level of faith in that studio. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a total Rose game for sure. I respect
it looks super cute.
Yeah, respect it.
Figure out-
So now we're all the way back to your number 1 pick, John, and he gets to
Alright,
pick
John,
2
what
this
you
time.
got? You've been shot twice.
He gets to
I
pick
know.
another 2 in a row. So like now he can get some he can get some grub. He can get some maybe not the heaviest hitters, but some like good hitters on his team now.
Yeah, I can get something good. I've got 4 right now on my list that I'm like, all right. I expected. I didn't expect Bravely Default 2 to go that early. I thought it was going to be one more round. So-
Really?
yeah, no. I honestly
With
did.
Tim and Keith?
No, I really were like, all right, we're gonna grab something else, and it's gonna come back around on round 2 or round 3. So that's why I was like, if it does, I can do that. So
You're crazy.
that was my thought process behind that. I don't know how ballsy I want to be.
Do it.
This one's gonna be kind of hard if I should do this or if I shouldn't.
Risk it. Play risky.
Yeah, like in previous years, John, have you gone with your heart or your head? Because I feel
I'm
like
going with my head.
a lot of time you've been going with your head.
Season one, I went with heart. Season 2, I went with head.
Yeah, and season 1 you flopped.
It's not how I feel about the game. It's how I know it's going to review. That's the game I'm playing.
Right.
As long as it releases, the game will get a good review. That's how I'm playing it.
And like a big strategy in these type of things as well is like if there's a niche game that like only appeals to a certain amount of audience, you can like bet like the people at IGN or whatever who are going to review that particular type of game are the ones who like normally like that type of game anyway. So it's like totally a fair strategy. Just go for niche, weird like PC strategy games or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm going to do this. Can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going with Ragnarok.
Oh.
I'm going God of War Ragnarok.
God of War Ragnarok. That was nowhere on my list.
I was thinking about it because I'm like, Sony wouldn't have showed it. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I understand the hype factor.
Did they show it?
They did.
They showed a name. They showed a name.
And that's fine. That's all I need. That's all I need.
I'm
good with that. And then, all right. I'm gonna go a little weird.
I want to dissect Ragnarok a little bit more because, like, Cory Barlog's been tweeting out that he's got writer's block.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what way to fuel a fire? And the writer says, "I have writer's block." Oh, by the way, it comes out in November.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
Look.
If you
balls to the wall, baby, that's what you got to do.
Right. Okay. So, do you think it's going to get an initial release date sometime in the middle of 2021? Because, like, I'm guessing that when it does get like a release window, it'll be delayed a bit.
It's not getting a release date until E3 time. I guarantee you that if we see a release date this year, it's not getting that until we see it at like the E3 window.
E3, I say it's ready to go in November. I think. Because we don't have anything like literally coming out in March anymore. Like in the sense of like, you know how we had those heavy hitters in February and March. Sony has done that the last couple of years. We don't have that one. So I think we're going to get a back-in loaded Sony this year. And that's the thing. Something's going to get pushed. I don't know if it's going to be like mine and God of War comes out next March, or it's going to be Finn with Horizon, because Horizon did good. Well, it kind of got overshadowed by Breath of the Wild, but it's still released in March. We found out that March releases are great. There's not a like boom March release.
And so one thing I will give like in favor of God of War is, from what I remember, if we understand Mark Cerny correctly, the jump from 4 to 5 in development, like hardware wise, isn't like super impactful. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch for them to just jump from whatever development they might have been doing on Ragnarok on the PS4 to update it to PS5.
Can I ask, John, if you believe that God of War Ragnarok is, like, what scale do you think it is? Do you think it is the sequel to 2018 God of War, or do you think it's like a Spider-Man Miles Morales, Uncharted 4th, a Lost Legacy?
I think it's a full game.
I think it's a full game too.
Okay.
I
and so you think that is coming out before Breath of the Wild 2?
Yes.
I didn't say that. It's coming out.
Tim does, though. Tim's like...
I did not say... Like, I'm not sure Breath of the Wild 2. I wanted to come out. Jesus, do I want that game to come out. I want to Switch Pro, but you know what? When you're, like, the biggest selling console for 2 years straight, F the Pro. You don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Finn, I think you forget how many years it was between Breath of the Wild's announcement and its release.
Right, but it was the Wii U time, and Nintendo were bad at things, right? So, like...
Wait, did Nintendo ever get good at things?
No.
Exactly.
I just think, I look at Breath of the Wild, and I look at the Switch, I'm just like, Horizon is a beautiful, beautiful game, and while there isn't a huge jump between PS4 and 5, there is like a fairly significant technical jump. Whereas the Switch, you're dealing with no technical jump between Breath of the Wild 1 and 2, right? Breath of the Wild 1 is already maxed out on what the Switch can possibly put out there, in my mind.
You're one suggesting that there's another hardware jump coming with Breath of the Wild 2. But I will also say proof that Nintendo has not figured out how the video games industry works is like sitting right here and is about to end in a couple months with the stupid bullshit that they have going on with 3D All-Stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
So Nintendo has not figured it out yet.
No, game-wise, like actual game development, and like they aren't one to rush things because they never ever need to, right? Like,
thank you, brother.
They're not in any rush to release any video games because Mario Kart 8 is still a top 10 seller every month. They're good, right? They never really need to release Mario Kart 9. They just never have to do that. But it's just that if I think Horizon's coming out, I have to believe Breath of the Wild is coming out in the same half of a year. I don't know. But anyway, John, kudos on the Ragnarok pickup. It is time.
It was there.
Yeah.
I had to gamble. And again, this is why I said 1 and 1. This is exactly why, because I knew if I could get Ragnarok and it doesn't come out, I'm just gonna drop it, so it's not a big deal. Look,
right.
that's the
Wait. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you think
shit,
you're gonna be able?
God damn it!
You think you're gonna be able to drop Ragnarok?
Don't worry, John.
Out this year.
Don't worry, John. I might save you from that counterpick because trust me, I'm going to have the one game that everyone's gonna want to fucking counterpick.
There are also 5 people here though, and we get 2 counterpicks each.
Yeah, 2 counterpicks.
Yeah,
we're gonna screw some people over.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to figure out now: do I go with niche or do I go with a different niche? Well, I don't know what I want to do.
All right. Can I ask, are either of these niches? I say niche. You say niche. Whatever.
I do too.
Niche. I don't care.
I say niche.
Outside of your field of expertise, are you going for like a weird game that you probably will never play? Because I do that sometimes. I go for like games that I know I'll never play, but I'm like, that's a 90.
I do that all the time.
I have 1 or 2 that I am going to pick later in our draft.
Yeah.
Or if no one picks it up, I'm just gonna bid on it.
Right.
I have like 3 games, and I'm like, no one's gonna touch these. These are $1 bids for me.
Okay.
All right. Screw it. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking Little Nightmares 2.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Good.
Selected.
I don't know if I put it at number 3, but it was on my list for sure. I know it was well received, but how did Little Nightmares 1 review in terms of Open Critic? Does anyone know? Might look it up.
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I can find out.
Yeah, one of you pull it up. But yeah, definitely like.
No, hit confirm. You are locking yourself in.
It was
man.
79.
79.
It was 79 on Open.
You can't buy. You can't.
Terrible.
You can't buy out now. I swear to God, John.
He's got the stank face. He's got the stank.
John, you did all of that.
I'm changing it. I didn't lock in.
Oh my God. All right. Well, what are you actually picking? We were all like, yeah, good pick, and then John's like, nah, I got gun shy. What are you? Sorry, I spoke over you. What are you picking?
Your replicant.
So in other words, he's picking bitch.
Version 1.2247 something, I think.
Version 1.2274.
I locked in on Nier.
All right, he's locked in on Nier Replicant remake. Crazy John.
I'm surprised on that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, will there be anything left for Keith to pick by the end of this draft? Who knows?
Oh, I wasn't gonna pick Nier.
You weren't? Oh, okay. All right.
No. It was on my list. I was probably the only person who had it on their list at this rate.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a lot still like pretty high on my list. Well, there's only one that's like high on my list that no one's picked yet. But I think no one's ever gonna pick it, so I'll probably leave it late.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, now it's back to Rose.
I knew it.
John's a little upset with me right now.
What?
You just saw what I'm about to pick.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, again, walk us
So,
through.
I mean, everybody loves a good co-op game, right?
Oh, damn you, damn you.
And sometimes just the co-op and like only one of you has to actually buy the game and you can play it when you're far apart or couch or whatever. So, you know, it takes two.
That is such a feel-good pick. Was high on my list. God damn you. Because A Way Out was so good. And this looks so bonkers. That,
A
like,
Way Out was even fun to watch.
Yeah.
I watched two friends play through that. That was even fun to watch.
oh, so
Yeah.
so
And
good.
yes, I do want the weird book guy. I like weird things. Hence my marriage.
Alright, so far we've got John with Resident Evil Village, God of War Ragnarok, and Near Replicant. Rose sitting on her third game now with Monster Hunter, Kenna, and It Takes Two. A lot of good picks in there. Now it's time for Keith's third pick.
So
I just
this
remember,
is
by the
really
way,
hard.
I picked the Monster Hunter Rise background for Keith and he didn't get it. so harsh.
I'm sorry. Not really, but you know.
No mercy. No friends in fantasy video game leagues.
No mercy.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pick a niche game, a niche little series. It has a hype factor of 10.1.
Alright.
Ooh.
The games have done well on OpenCritic,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm picking Rune Factory 5.
Oh, that is a spicy
that's a
pick.
good pick.
That's a
I
great
did
pick.
mention that one earlier.
Yeah.
And it even has no image found.
Yeah.
There's a chance that it won't be released. Predicted points minus 3.3.
By the way, I'm just going to say, if anyone here picks Final Fantasy 16, I think they're psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were saying to me like a month ago that you thought this game was for sure coming out in 2021.
I think there's a chance,
How many things
but
change in a month?
Gonna be ballsy? Who wants to be ballsy? Let's do this. Let's dance.
I'm being ballsy.
I've
Rune
got
Factory
two counter
5
picks,
doesn't have a
guys.
release date.
Yeah, Rune Factory 5 is one of those games where it's like super niche, but the people who are going to play that game, I think, are the ones who are already invested in that. So, like, yeah, hell yeah, that's going to score well. All right, back to me. Let's see what I got. So, yeah, my number 1 and 2 picks were Horizon and Breath of the Wild. And then my number 3 pick was Silksong, which Tim got. My number 4, I'm pretty sure it's going to do well, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come out. But I don't think I should pick it right now, because I don't think anyone else is going to. I think I can sneak in like a contested one. So I'm looking down my list. And again, there's another one which I don't think anyone's going to pick, but will review well. I might have to. I might look foolish. I might look very foolish.
go for it. Go for
Don't
it.
you
Or I
always?
might look like a genius. So this is a game that is... Oh, I got to reload the page because a minor error occurred, but everything's fine. There we go. Alright. I've heard whispers from outside of my wheelhouse that this game is probably coming out this year. Though those sources could be nefarious. This is a game series that I have never played a single game of. But I know it has an esteemed history. It is out of Japan.
Yep, I know what you're doing.
My number, was it 3? My number 3
Yep.
pick is Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Damn it.
Yep.
Oh,
I knew
not
it.
what I thought you were going to do.
I knew he was gonna pick it.
Do people think that's a good pick?
I think it's a great
It's
pick.
solid. It's
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
But the thing is you're gonna get people who are going into it, going to review it, thinking it's like a Persona game, and they're gonna get into Shin Megami Tensei 5, and it's gonna be too hard for them.
Yeah, I guess
And
Persona
they're
5
gonna be
changed
like-
things.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, this is not like Persona at all."
Right.
Okay.
70.
So, do the numbers 25 and 15 mean anything to anyone?
25.
Not off the top of my head, no.
No, not that I can
What
think of.
code are you trying to get us to decipher right now?
What
I
do you-
would like to speak in the spiciest pick of this year's draft for the series' 25th anniversary and the game's 15th, I'm throwing down the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake.
Oh.
Oh.
I think,
Ooh.
sir, you're a fool. I think
That's ballsy as shit, and I like it.
I think that
I'm
this
counter
was
that part.
a 4chan whisper that somehow got construed as it's definitely happening. I know you posted an article in our Discord, but like some website said it's happening, but no official word from Nintendo yet.
So that website, and yes, I know nobody in this call can read Spanish. At least I don't think anyone here can read Spanish.
Un poquito.
Okay.
All expected.
That site apparently has a decent rep.
Okay.
But keeping it in the same wheelhouse and probably stealing it from Rose, and knowing that it's got the reputation to go with it, let's make sure that it's there. Yes, it is. I'm gonna grab Pokemon Snap.
Oh, double Pokemon. That's wild.
I was considering getting that.
Solid pick. Yeah, it was on my radar,
Yeah.
but I figured it was gonna be. I'm gonna bid on it. I didn't think anyone was actually gonna draft it.
Oh,
so
I figured somebody would draft it.
good call. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know about Pokemon Snap. I feel like half of the love of that game comes from it not being that great and just being like quirky. And also, I see two options.
You act like games still don't get that love.
Well, yeah, but like I feel like
and
with this-
nostalgia's powerful.
Yeah, but also it can be detrimental because you have a lot of new eyes on a thing that probably shouldn't have that many eyes on it.
Oh yeah, but the person who's going to review it is someone who played it 20 plus years ago and is a longtime Pokemon fan who's going to review it well no matter what.
But here's the thing that I want to throw out there is like I see this going possible two ways. I think Pokemon Snap original was like 4 hours long. What I see happening is this game is either going to be 4 hours long and great, but I don't think they can get away with that and charge $60, which they're gonna wanna. I think what's actually gonna happen is they're gonna make this game 8 hours long and have too much in it and bloat it. And I think that's gonna kill it in reviews, but I don't know. Total conjecture.
I don't know. An 8-hour game seems like a good pickup and.
Right, but 8 hours of Pokemon Snap though. Like,
On a Switch that you can take with you.
yeah.
And if they somehow manage to do like some sort of phone integration or
Augmented
anything
reality.
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be.
Pokemon Snap Go. Yeah, they could do it.
But I have faith in Diamond and Pearl because, like I said, 25th series anniversary, 15th game anniversary. I believe Heart Gold and Soul Silver released on an anniversary,
Yeah.
like on a major anniversary. So,
Same
like,
thing.
yeah, there's precedence for it.
I wonder if they're gonna do a remake. Is it gonna be like a straight remake, or is it gonna be a Let's Go Diamond and Pearl situation?
If leaks and rumors are to be believed, it is a full remake, not a Let's Go situation.
Okay. Double dip in Pokemon is not something I expected from Tim, but this game brings like some wildness out, and I love it. So now we're back to me. I didn't expect Shin Megami Tensei to be my third pick, but here we are. All right. So now we're at the point where I either have to go with games that are like maybe not coming out this year, or I'm going for ones that I believe in. Okay.
Scary place to be.
Last year, one of my draft. Well, I shouldn't say that if I'm not going to pick it. So I'm going to throw this out there. Last year, one of my draft picks was Hellblade 2. And I'm wondering.
It crossed my eye, but I was not gonna bank on that.
I also think that Ninja Theory are working on another game simultaneously based off some of their social media things. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to go for Hellblade 2. What I am going to go for, and this was my number 4 like priority in the list, that I don't think anyone else would have drafted, is Returnal.
No.
Oh yeah, that totally
Yeah,
wasn't
Returnal-
on my watch list at all.
Yeah. Not
Funnily enough,
on my list.
Returnal hasn't actually caught my eye that much. Funnily enough.
It's
Oh, it has
more
nothing to do with whether I would play.
other than the clear PT bait, right? But like
Oh god, that.
the trailers I don't think have sold this game as well as I think it's going to turn up. My faith in this game is purely based off their two previous games, which I think are masterpieces, which are Resogun and Nex Machina, specifically Nex Machina, are just like wonderful, wonderful games. And this is like ambitious for them. It's a totally different type of game, but like I still believe that core game feel shooting mechanics, the bullet hell, the game is still going for that. So I think they're gonna go for that and just like pump in some Sony first party story into it. So I think this is gonna do well. It's got a release date, right? It's like March 26th or something. I think
I think it's the end of March.
yeah. So I think we're pretty safe on that front. So now Keith was his number 4.
So this is a hard choice for me. Guys, you said we're getting on that point where we're gonna have to start selecting on games that we normally wouldn't. And I don't want to step on Tim's toes, but I'm gonna step on Tim's
Step
toes.
on his toes.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
Just step all over those toes.
Step on those toes.
I'm gonna go with Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny.
Yep. Though, quick question on this one, because I
yes.
forgot to ask this. What if the game has a demo out?
That's fair game. Resident Evil
okay.
8 got picked up. Yeah, demo's totally fine.
All right.
Hopefully that will
Which,
encourage
by the
more
way,
people
I
to release
spent-
demos.
I spent 8 hours playing that demo because I was translating it from Japanese.
Do it.
All right. Yeah. So like, Keith's firing back at Tim, picking up Disgaea. I don't think the other 3 of us would have picked up that game. It wasn't on my list.
I literally just got Disgaea 1 complete on 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago.
Right. Back to Rose with her 4th pick. Can't imagine what's in her head right now. But we'll
Which, by
soon
the
find
way,
out.
if Beta's still in chat, I actually do recommend that game because I saw that he was going to get back into streaming with some interesting games that are kind of in like a strategy-ish genre.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is a fun time.
All right.
So, I'm not a scaredy cat. Like somebody here.
Mhm.
I believe in the power of slightly creepy and yet adorable games.
Testify. Testify.
So
Do
I'm
it.
gonna go with Little Nightmares 2.
Yeah.
Get them
Demo.
Tim. Get,
I downloaded the demo.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely great.
Oh yeah.
and I was gonna say get those Tim Burton vibes.
Yeah, it's
Heck
stolen.
yeah.
Ripped out from John. If you let that go and that's like a 94, you will never live it down.
There's a high
If it's above
probability.
a 7, if it's above an 80, he's never living it down.
I have a feeling that Little Nightmares is gonna review better than Near Replicant just because Near Replicant was before Near got mainstream with Automata.
Yeah.
That's a blow to John. It's an absolute blow. Fighting
Okay.
words.
All right.
Over to John for 2 picks in a row.
Yeah. You gotta make these decisions.
You got the double hit, John. So sometimes the double hit can be a tactic. Like Tim pulled out both Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's still up. The 1-2
Do
hit.
this. What you going with?
So I'm looking at it and again. I'm trying to make sure that at least I'd rather have a release date or at least a release window comparative to TBA because there's like
Yeah.
3 things that are TBA that I want so bad, but I don't know if I want to gamble on them.
Sometimes TBA can be good. Sometimes TBA suggests that the team don't want to talk about it at
Yeah.
all until like it's ready.
Yeah, one of my TBAs I am fairly confident will come out, and I'm pretty sure no one has it on the radar, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Oh God, help me! I can't believe I'm about to do this.
What you doing?
While
Okay,
he
so
picks,
I'm gonna pick a game that I have played a little bit of in the series.
There's not a
I
Danganronpa game coming out this year, is there?
God, that'd be weird.
That would be hilarious.
Wait. Is Honey Pop 2 coming out?
oh no,
I don't-
Keith, he's gonna grab it.
I think that's coming out.
Maybe?
It is coming out. They just announced the release date.
Sorry, you guys. I love Honey Pop 1.
Before the stream started and before you guys joined the Discord call, Keith was like, Finn, what's the ruling on adult games being drafted? I was like, you know what? It's fair. It's fair. If you know one, go for it.
It's a fair game.
It's fair game.
No, Honey Pop 1 is great. I freaking love that game. It was so much fun. It was so dirty, and you're like, do I feel good about myself playing a match 3 where these chicks get naked? Yes, I do. I'm okay with this.
Oh my god.
John, I don't know why you're not playing Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah, okay.
Honey Pop 2. I was gonna pick it as my last choice, just to shock everybody, but John.
John found it on the list.
Keith
I
just
just
keeps
it popped
getting...
in my head right now. Like it didn't pop on the list. I was like, oh yeah, Honey Pop's coming out. Weirdly, we follow the devs, and they're
Yeah.
like, they've been showing off stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, Honey
It
Pop.
looks so cute.
It does.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what Honey Pop 2 brings in.
Keith just keeps getting betrayed in this draft.
What are you
At 2,
All right.
John.
what are you actually picking?
Well, okay, what am I actually picking? I want to do Honey Pop right now. I am merely taking this based on the actor in the game. That is what I'm doing.
Oh god damn it.
That is exactly what I'm.
That game's not
I
coming
picked-
out. You're crazy.
What?
You're
What?
You know what? Go.
You don't think it's coming out?
No.
You
I'm
know what
gonna
I'm talking about?
laugh if
Not
you're
a
talking about
chance in
two
hell.
different
I
You two
know.
are
I
talking
know
about
what's in.
different
I'm in John's head right now. Don't do it.
No, are you sure?
Are you sure? No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Here's how I know we'll be talking about the same game. John, if it does by some miracle come out this year, it will be in early access. I guarantee you that.
Okay, we're not talking about the same game.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're not talking about the same game.
Thought it was in
Here's
your
what
head.
I'm pulling mainly because I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he chose this because of story, because that's what he does. I'm picking up Far Cry 6. Juan Carlo Esposito is a goddamn amazing actor, and I think he literally chose to do this in the realm of it because of the story. I think the story alone will do well. Far Cry 5 actually reviewed great. The DLC, not so much. But I think Juan Carlo Esposito, great actor. I think it'll do fairly well because of him. There's a hype factor behind him. He's been doing great in TV and film, so I think we're there.
Yeah, this was not the game I was expecting you to pick.
What were you expecting?
Just wanna point out that Keanu Reeves joined Cyberpunk because he believed in the story. That's all I'm saying.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now there are apparently just like piles of Keanu Reeves sex tape mocaps in CDPR's offices that just weren't put in the game.
Well. Yeah,
Oh, it's me again.
I feel like it's safe to say what game I was thinking of because I don't think anyone else is going to pick it. When you said actor, I totally thought you were going for Arc 2.
Oh, no.
Finn was
totally
surprised.
Hey, toss a coin to your games with Arc 2. I will not do that, sir.
It's an animated series coming out.
Finn was surprised that Arc 2 has like no hype behind it on this website because of Vin Diesel, and I was like, no, Vin Diesel like kills it, especially after the Fast and Furious shit at the Game Awards a couple years ago.
No, Vin Diesel elevates everything that he touches.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
You
Okay,
just
I
prevented Vin Diesel
he's-
from ever coming on any Playhouse shows. I hope you know that.
He has dropped his chances, in my opinion, of being in anything short of Fast and Furious and Riddick.
The guy has put thousands of hours into Arc 1. That guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to that game.
And he is Groot.
Yeah, that's true. The only like aside from Groot, Fast and Furious, and Riddick, the only other role I want to see him in again is Iron Giant, and I don't even really want to see that again because I don't want them to mess with my childhood.
We really don't want. Let's just leave that one as perfect as it is, alone in the past, and not trudge up that stuff. All right, I've got my second pick, something I probably never would have picked, but I want to see Finn cry because I love him so much.
Is that how you express love?
That immediate face of worry that Finn got.
Yeah. Oh, John's a big old jerk.
Oh, I'm a big old jerk. I know how to play this game. I'm going after something. I've never played a game like this. And I know Finn has put hours upon hours into a game semi like this.
Oh, are you grabbing an age?
Oh,
that face.
That face.
That face.
I love it, buddy. I think this is going to review well. I think it's going to review fantastically. I'm picking up Humankind.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh.
That was going to be my next pick. That game's going to review super well.
Yeah.
Only dorks play that, and dorks love those games. I love those games. I'm a dork. Damn you, sir. Humankind.
Yeah, that one wasn't on my radar until we saw the trailer when we all streamed the Game Awards.
Yeah.
That was nowhere near. I'm like, oh, damn, this is great. This is awesome. I love this.
Beta in chat right now, rooting for John. So far, you've been going for like pretty much all of his number one picks.
Beta, you and me, baby.
Oh, that was wild. Okay. Rose, you're up next. I'm trying to see what I've got left at this point. I might have to go for some forbidden fruit. Some like filthy games. Oh no, there's no way. Not like Honey Pop filthy games. Just there's a few on here that like if any of the five of us had faith in it, by now they would have been picked. But I feel like there are a few games that like just none of us can commit to at this stage. Maybe later in the year when we see some more.
There's one I want to commit to, but I swear to God, woman, if you do it,
woman.
If you do it,
There's so many options. There's so many options and so many ways to screw you over.
Are you doing it?
I've got it down to a couple different ones because I'm also like really trying to get games that are really likely to come out, preferably in the first half of the year. So
here's the thing: we have 2 drops, so we can do risks, but also the counter pick, so you can't risk.
Yes, but I'm really kind of thinking that I'm gonna go out on a limb.
Okay, go out, do it. Go all the way out in that limb.
I'm going for Deathloop.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
yeah. That was a game where I was like, that was one of the games I was talking about where it's like, if any of us had faith in that game, we would have picked it by now, I think. But yeah, I could see that being really, really great. PS5 exclusive owned by Microsoft. What a crazy game to pick up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I that was actually going to be my last pick. I didn't think anyone was going to grab it. I'm like, I'll do Deathloop. Why not? What the hell?
Pick number 5, Keith, the Serpent's Tail. Over to you. Jeez. It gets stressful now. There's a lot of sighing and eyeing at this stage of the game.
And us being live makes this worse because usually it's a day. We got a day to pick it up.
Yeah, the way we've done it in the past is like we just do it over the course of a week and just whenever anyone has time. But now we're all here. We can all sense the energy in the Discord call.
It's so weird.
It's palpable.
Do you know what else is rough? Like whenever just experience from previous drafts, like it normally gets to this stage in draft and everyone's like, I don't know what to pick, and then the draft ends and like John or someone will pick up like 6 games immediately. It's like, why were those not in your draft pick? It's crazy.
Stop it. I'm not planning that right now.
Oh yeah, he's totally not planning it. And you're not either, Finn, are you?
I'm not planning to do that.
I never do that. Right. Okay, sorry, over to you. What are you thinking?
So I'm gonna keep going with my niche. It's coming out in summer 2021. It was a hit back on the 3DS or the DS itself. Neo, The World Ends With You.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
That's a case
That
game.
was on my
Crossed
list.
my
That
eye.
was- that
Didn't
was-
know if it
that
would
was-
do well.
That was on my list too, so I get that.
And chat, Lucky, it's on my radar. I'm hesitant.
And also, Lucky, only 2 of us in this call, which is me and Keith, have actually participated in the beta for that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I want to, but I'm very nervous. So I'm like, I'll hold off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's me again. It's me.
I think I might have beta's last pick.
It's gonna be man.
Okay, so let me look at my list. All right. These all are picked. Oh no. Okay, should I pick this now? Yeah, I think I should. Okay. Okay. So that is my tentative pick. Okay, and then this is gonna be a pickup later. This isn't coming out. Got these 2. This one, not yet. That's gonna be a pickup. John got that one, and then that one's just a feel good. That's maybe my last pick. Okay. Game series I have not played since the PlayStation 2 era, but despite that, I have full faith that this game is going to do at least reasonably well. And so my next pickup is Gran Turismo 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some may call it a boring pick, I call it a safe pick. Come at me, nerds. A height. What is the height thing at that? 8.2, easy money. Gran Turismo 7, over to 10.
All right. So, I am a little worried with this next pick. But they are having a year to work on it from its initial release date. And you know what really helps boost a game's scores? Free-to-play multiplayer.
Oh, you're going for it. All right.
A long and historied franchise. I am going to side with the Chief.
Yeah, Halo Infinite. I was scared to pick this one. It was in among my mind. Here's what I think, and this might be wild. I think that in fall of this year, they are going to release the free-to-play multiplayer in early access. And I think the single-player campaign is going to be a later release addition to that game. So I don't know where that leaves review scores at. That was too unpredictable for me to touch. I don't know, you clearly have faith in it. At least some faith.
See, and for me, like, long-time Halo player. Haven't really played the series. Like, I got the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
Reach is my favorite game in the franchise. I don't think they've been able to actually surpass that. Like, I don't think 343 has done the best. But it's a mainstream game. It's in that same vein as Call of Duty and Battlefield and whatnot. So it'll probably review well just off of the mainstreamness. But I also think them taking that extra year, like what they showed last year was not bad. Like it really wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And they're taking another year to work on that past that. And we're looking at like a legit open world Halo game.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think that the negative reaction to the Infinite demo was fueled by, this is fine, but we're past the point of fine. We need a banger Halo game. I know, it didn't look like a banger. But I think, the extra year, you got to have faith in that delay. I just worried that they'll keep with that philosophy and just delay it to, like, early 2022. That's why I'm scared, but, yeah.
They might. But, now I'm going to get up to rock, get up to burn, through heaven or hell. Let's rock with Guilty Gear Strive.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tim pick.
I was waiting for a Tim pick.
All right.
Aside from Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of us have picked 6. Oh, no, yeah. The Tim's picked 6. I'm now picking my 6th. All right. Where am I
Last
at
two
with
rounds.
this? Where
Make
am I
it
at with
count.
this? Yeah. So I think, yeah, this is gonna
Beta,
be
I had faith in the first Cyberpunk delay. Second one made me iffy. Third one made me not happy. I was off that train earlier than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And in fact, I didn't even have faith in the game until they did that first delay. That first delay made me say, oh, maybe they won't Bethesda the shit out of this. And then they Bethesda'd harder than Bethesda.
Tim's got one more pick, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll go. Everyone else has 2 more picks, and then we end on Tim.
And then we go back up for the counter picks.
Yep.
Oh.
I have a quick question, Finn.
Okay, all right, okay, go for it.
Do you remember when the draft, like when we do pickups? Do you remember when they go live now? Because I know the gentleman Andrew, I think is his name, that does this.
It previously went live on Monday. It was nighttime it was like 8 p.m. EST on Mondays. Now I think it's still 8 p.m. but on Saturdays.
On
I
Saturday,
can check
so
that, yeah, but it is on Saturdays.
you need
I
to
think.
hurry up because I want to pick something up, but I
Oh.
don't want to use my draft pick on it. So let's speed this up,
My
okay?
God.
All right, okay.
Lightning round.
Got it.
Let's go.
Oh, you're making me under pressure. Okay, this is
No
Bum,
pressure.
bum, 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 bum.
Take as long as you want.
okay. This is
Sure.
2 psychological picks, I think, against Tim. Oh no,
Okay.
I don't get 2 picks right now. I gotta go through the list. Okay, so yeah, we'll see if that okay. So my 6th pick is Psychonauts 2.
No,
Which-
not on my list. It's not coming out this year.
That's why I'm scared, right? The fact that you haven't
Yeah,
picked it up yet,
This year?
it has to come out
No.
eventually.
Dude,
I don't trust
Eventually,
this to come out.
Yeah, you know, you know what else has to come out eventually? Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, but surely Psychonauts 2 is further along than Tim Schafer.
No,
won
I don't know.
Gladius. Come on.
Schaefer.
I don't know.
Schaefer's slow.
But yeah, Tim Schafer is not known for being a fast or judicious game dev.
He's had the Microsoft money for 2 to 3 years now. I'm picking it. I'm picking
Yeah,
it,
but-
Tim. And if
But
you,
Ubisoft hasn't even shat out Beyond Good and Evil. And Ubisoft, you would expect to shit it out.
I might have picked up Beyond Good and Evil 2 this year were it not for the controversy and the creative director having to leave last year. I think that's
Which,
delayed that game by at least a year, but I would have picked it had it not been for all that nonsense.
by the way, we had the discussions about TBAs earlier. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more TBAs because of Cyberpunk,
Right, yeah, that has changed. the
and
game.
I think that's a good thing
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
for the games themselves, but also for leagues like this.
Good point.
Yeah.
Makes a case for 2 droppable picks. So yeah, fair enough.
Beta, that's this year for me. Thank you.
2 years ago.
I turned 35 this year. Don't give that hope to Finn.
This year. I don't want to hear it from you.
Alright. Keith, your 6th pick.
So, this game got reviewed pretty good back when it first came out, I believe.
Okay.
It's an action adventure game. Slated for a remake
But I
this
agree.
March. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a filthy pick. I have no faith in that. I have no faith in that
I'm
remake.
sorry, I am probably picking the
I-
shit out of that game.
I'm a little iffy on that one.
I
Could be good though.
could be good.
It could be great
I don't
because
know.
like the underlying game is great. It just looked rough when we last saw it. I don't know about that one. I can't give my
Well, Beta, the original's a fantastic game.
yeah.
It looked like PS3 graphics. It was rough.
Yeah.
The original didn't have PS3 graphics. The original had
I'm talking about
PS1
the
graphics.
remake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
I'm
remake.
talking
Yeah.
about the remake had PS3
Yeah.
graphics.
I don't care about the graphics. I just care about the gameplay.
Yeah, I'm in that camp, but I also know how modern game reviewers are, and they give way too much of a shit about the graphics.
Mm-hmm.
They want things to be pretty or something.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you how many people I saw nitpicking and yes, there were some noticeable texture pop-ins on FF7 Remake, but like there weren't enough to severely impact my game experience. But I saw people nitpicking that hard.
All right, over to Rose for her 6th pick, her penultimate pick. She's scraping. She's reaching. She can't find anything. She can't grasp anything.
No. I also kind of want to get some points early. So,
what are you doing?
Game that comes out next week.
What are you doing?
Is that allowed?
God damn it!
Oh, okay.
Well, Finn, Disgaea 6 comes out in 5 days.
No, I thought she was talking about another game. I thought she was talking about Super Mario 3D Land, which I don't think is eligible.
Okay.
Because that's just a director's cut.
I think that's a port. Even with Bowser's Fury, I don't think it's eligible.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's but yeah, the medium, fair enough.
Yeah.
That could put you, as you say, into an early lead. If it does well.
If it does well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking. Yeah, it is
ineligible
for Mario.
Right.
Mario's 3 to
How did Blair Witch review? Because I'm pretty sure that game didn't do well.
Yeah, dodgy. But they also did Observer, which did do well. And the way they talk about this game is they wanted to do it for a long time. They've had the concept, but we're waiting for the technology to arrive. That makes me excited. That might make a lot of people nervous.
And the reason I have faith in that game and why I still may pick it up on release day is just because Akira Yamaoka has put his name on it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like getting a composer like him who is famous for doing the Silent Hill games, and like he's even done he did a song on the Persona 4 dancing game. Like, so I'd say he's like the horror. He has the same notoriety in horror as Hideki Naganuma does in like cyberpunk, like rollerblading games.
John, your last 2 picks. This is it. This is what it's all about.
It's so hard.
I say your last 2 picks, but again, you're just going to go on a pickup rampage after this. I know you are.
I am. Yes, I am.
That means I have to like jump in and try and figure out what you're getting to like know if I want it. Okay.
Oh, I will be absolutely honest with everyone. I have like 5 indie games that I'm like, yep.
Do we want to have a rule where we have to actually tell each other when we put a bid on
F
a
that
game?
I'm gonna break everyone, and I'm gonna get broken because I'm like, oh shit, I didn't think of that game.
No, you got to be vigilant with this league. That's
Yeah, but there's nothing saying that anybody has gotten a bid on a game.
Right, so you got to be on your game.
I do understand what she's saying though, because I know we watched Easy Ally do this too, and I was like, okay, that's actually a pretty good idea. Like, hey, I'm bidding on this, and it makes sense. I actually kind of like that. I don't
know.
Do I want to do this? God damn it, do I want to do this? Do I want to get crazy? How crazy do I want to get, guys?
You want to get very crazy.
Do it.
This is the last 2 picks. This is the 2021 draft.
I might as well get crazy.
Yeah.
Get as loony as the Looney Tunes neutering Sylvester the cat and then having him walk out in the street and get run over by a car.
Jesus.
Very specific.
I only say that because I was sent that clip last night.
Okay. All right.
Just escalated so quickly.
Yeah. This is,
all right.
Something was said. All right.
All right. I'm going to probably sound like an idiot with what I'm about to say about this game because I don't know very much about it. It looks pretty. It's very anime-esque. It has some red lines going about. I mean,
we have heard about how modern game reviewers like to actually look at graphics.
Pretty graphics and stuff like that.
I don't know.
I'm picking up Scarlet Nexus.
Oh no, that's
the disgusted Tim reaction.
That's a nasty pick.
Yeah, the weebs are calling it filthy, John. That's how you know you got it wrong.
Surprises can happen.
All right. Blacked out of Little Nightmares 2, but not Scarlet Nexus. All right.
Yeah. Oh, well, because do you know what Code Vein got?
Oh yeah, it was rough. That was a real rough game. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it was like
Code Vein got a 59.
oh. That's as low as you can know if you're not a Fast and Furious game, pretty much.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, by the way,
one.
I should mention this year, I think I mentioned this to you guys already, but Fast and Furious kind of messed up a lot of leagues last year because people picked it and it got like a 38. So anyone...
Why would you pick that?
I would have picked it. I considered picking it. But yeah, that means that anyone who counterpicked that game basically won their league. So there's diminishing returns on how much you can get from a counterpick. So every like 10 points below 70, it gets like the points you get for counterpicking it half. So like you only get like a maximum of 20 points now for counterpicking a really bad game. But that's not even likely to happen. Usually you only go like a little bit under 70. But anyway, yeah. John, your final pick. Let's hear it.
Strider, I can say from my own experience, Code Vein was not fun to play.
Nah.
It was bland and didn't have good jank.
We did
It
have
was just rough.
Yeah, we did have someone in our league who picked up Code Vein in their team, and like at the time I was like, "That's an interesting pick, can't fault it." But then I was like glad when I saw what happened to it.
Yeah, no, I do not trust Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
I do not trust them in the slightest.
All right.
Years of shit Dragon Ball games up until Kakarot came out.
I love John asking like, "Should I get wild?" And they were like, "Oh," especially Tim was like, "Oh yeah, go wild, go like what Sylvester getting neutered wild," and then he's like Scarlet Nexus, and Tim's like, "Oh, you fool."
Wait, so hang on. So Strider's asking me who plays more Souls games. Let's see. We both play Hollow Knight. We both play Demon Souls. We both have played all 3 Souls games. We both play Demon Souls. We've both played Bloodborne. I'm pretty sure we're pretty even on that because I've also played Code Vein and you have
played
as well.
Sekiro.
With Sekiro.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd say
I think we're pretty even.
even-ish. Yeah. John is deep.
The
in
only one I
thought.
didn't play was Neo. The only one I didn't play was Neo.
Right. Or Lords
I'm
of the
trying to figure
Fallen. Remember that game?
I do not remember that game.
That was Souls-like game,
No
early
one remembers
PS4
it.
era. Yeah, not a lot of people remember it. I thought it looked good at the time, but I'm out of that genre, so I don't know. John, I feel your pain right now.
Well, no, it's one of those things like what do you grab now?
Yeah, it's either you go wild or you go niche.
While John is thinking, Beta was asking about the ruling on remakes and remasters.
So the way we've done it is remaster is a no-go. If it's a straight remaster, just like an up-res, no-go. Remakes, in terms of if you think of the Crash remakes, the Spyro remakes, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes, they are A-okay.
Yeah, so like when we're looking at something like Nier Replicant, where it has been upgraded and updated to play well in a modern context, or Pokemon like with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where they're adding in mechanics from the current generation, like those are remakes. Yeah. And then there's reimaginings, which are like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah, basically a new game for an old title. It's, yeah.
Hey, I stalled for as long as I could. Now you have to pick.
Okay, so it's literally down. I have it down to 3 games.
You can pull up your watch list from the draft.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, there's also the games tab that will let you organize it by hype factor. So like how much people have picked it, how many people have counter-picked it. That's what the hype factor is based on. Normally a pretty good indication of what the masses think. I'm looking at my last pick is either going to be feel good game that I could pick up either of these two because I don't think anyone's going to pick either of them. But one is like wild, potentially huge game. Other is like small, safe game.
That's where I'm at right now. Like, do I want to go? Like, I've got a safe game that I'm like I can grab. I don't know if anyone else is going to grab it, so I'm like, do I just bid on that, or do I go on something weird?
Yeah, Beta. Mass Effect Legendary Edition not eligible. However, if anyone in this league wanted to draft Mass Effect Will Return, I'm okay with that, and I encourage it.
I have at it.
Yeah.
Oh God, F it. I don't care. Let's go. Let's do it.
Do it.
Do
He's
it.
doing it. He's doing it.
Do it.
Do it.
Risk it for
Let-
that biscuit, John. Biscuits.
Lightning rounds, John. Lightning rounds.
I need a counter pick for you, John. So go up.
Just do it.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
You know what? I'm
Ghostwire-
surprised no one
yep.
picked that up sooner. I'm surprised. People like Evil Within?
Once Takumi Nakamura was off that project, I didn't feel the love anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That is I forgot about that. But yeah, like from what I've seen of Ghostwire Tokyo, which to be fair is very little.
Extremely low.
I think I'm feeling the vibes of that game. But yeah, it's definitely one where it's like I wouldn't have jumped at it, but I was surprised that no one else picked it up either. But yeah. So John has his 7 picks. Now we will each go through the remainder of us and pick our last. It's like scraping the bottom of the barrel, but also tense because like other people might get the one that you want, and then it's like, where do I go from there? And then I know John has got those like 5 indie games. He's like,
I do.
Yeah, the draft is
wait.
just like a different play style than the rest of the year.
Yeah. I'm gonna go a little bit nostalgia, but not. I'm going with Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a remake, right? That's like
that's a full remake. Like
Yeah.
it's fully voice acted and everything.
Uh-huh.
Like that is a full remake.
and it's like condensed. It's not like the length of all the other games, like plus the other episodes that they haven't made games for yet. It's like
It's kind of an
story,
overview of all 9 movies
Yeah.
in Lego form.
crazy. But yeah, I think this is going to do really well. That's a good pick. Didn't have it on my list.
Yeah.
Shout out. All right, over to Keith for his last pick.
Everybody has such good picks. And here I am. Niche.
Yeah, but you could win that way easily, dude.
Way to go, because you're gonna have someone who reviews that game that knows that niche.
Yeah.
Your
It's
like,
gonna be great.
There's a good
frightens me.
chance you're winning this whole thing, Naki.
You're like a weird
So-
Monster Hunter that isn't the Monster Hunter that I thought. You got Bravely Default, Rune Factory, Disgaea, Neo, and Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia is the one where I'm like, you're crazy. But other than that, I don't know anything about those other games.
So we had a video. We did a watch together on all of this. It was during one of summer games, I believe, last year.
All
Because I remember it fondly because our video on YouTube got blocked in Germany, somewhere.
Denmark. We always get banned in Denmark. I don't know why.
You get blocked in Denmark just because of the song being played. I'm choosing Vampire to the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh, that is the filthiest pick of the night.
I feel a little bit better about myself now. Thank you so much.
That is the filthiest pick of the night, I think. That
Well
game.
done. I respect it. I do.
But like again, this is another situation where like people are going into that game expecting it to be hot garbage. But like in a good way. Like sort of like how you go into watching The Room knowing what you're getting into, and it's a great movie when you look at it through that lens.
The Room is fantastic. I love that movie.
Yeah. But like I feel like this is The Room but video games. This is what this is gonna be. Great in how bad it is. Like Deadly Premonition, almost.
Honey Pop 2. That's what I'm going after when we're done with this. $100 right there. Just dropping it.
Oh my god. Then you can't pick up anything else. You have to pay at least $1.
$90 dropping it, then I get the rest of them.
So, my last pick is between 2 potential games. I thought I had it locked down with one of my games, which I'm now opting to leave for the draft and pick up afterward. Probably immediately. This is the only one where I'm like, I immediately want to pick this up. But for my 7th and final draft pick, again, I feel like this is one where Tim's going to laugh at me. I'm picking Overwatch 2. Tim, where's your temperature on this?
Okay, so I'll still play Overwatch. Like, don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
But you forget what company you're talking about.
Right.
And what they just dissolved.
The company that literally founded the meme of soon TM.
Here's the thing. When I was reading, like, December, I was reading, like, what games are coming out in 2021, because I think about these dumb leagues, like, way before anyone should, and way more than anyone should, right? The Wikipedia entry for games of 2021 had Overwatch listed as February. So at some point, Blizzard must have said, this game's coming out in February. But aren't anymore?
Thing is, like, so yes, they didn't get the opportunity to have BlizzCon like they would have at the end of last year.
Yeah.
But they didn't make any sort of announcement, drop any sort of trailer in that relative time window at all.
Uh-huh.
I think right now they are guns blazing on Shadowlands.
Yeah.
I don't think we're seeing Overwatch 2 this year.
The fact that it's like building on 1 though, and it's like, I don't know what that game is, but I feel like it's going to be like more story based, more cooperative as opposed to PvP, and the PvP stuff's still going to be in Overwatch 1. So I feel like there's a lot
the
less that
PvP
can go
is
wrong.
supposed to be crossover between them.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think you have a foundation to build on with Overwatch 1, and then like there's not.
Yeah, but how long does it take them to release one map for Overwatch 1?
Vicarious Visions will help them out. I don't
like
know.
it takes them like a half a year to release a map for Overwatch 1. And that's just one map. I can't imagine how many maps they want to have in Overwatch 2.
It was a filthy
Come on,
pick.
guys.
Yeah.
I want to pick up some indie games.
All right.
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Let's go.
The final ever pick of the 2021 draft goes to Tim.
Okay.
Let's see what you got then. Let's see what dumb game I can laugh at. You know what?
So, how do you feel about free to play?
Not often great, but I've had some good ones in my past.
It's supposed to
How do
be
you
free.
feel about the most popular Japanese MMO of all time?
Okay.
Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, that didn't even cross my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
That is
Alright.
a pick.
That is a pick. Yeah. Okay. I can't even make fun of that one. That's like a genuinely good pick. All right. So, we've all now picked our draft games. To go over them very quickly. One more. Oh no, we have to. Let's run through it at the end. We got a counter pick. We got to do counter picks now.
Yep.
Counterpick it.
All right.
Counterpick the shit out of Diamond and Pearl.
Right. So I think Tim gets the first counter pick because he went last in the.
You go opposite way now.
Right. So the way counter picks work is, we now pick games from other people's teams that we think either aren't going to do well or aren't going to come out in 2021. And then we get points based off, like, if it reviewed poorly, like, say it got a 65, we gain 5 points, where the other person loses 5 points.
How much do we gain if it doesn't release?
That equates to 70, so you just, like, get a 0.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
often, like, a
No
safe
plus, no
bet.
minus.
Yeah. It used to be you'd lose 70 points. I remember that in Season 1. Like, it was super... Yeah.
Well,
No, we thought that that's what it was, but we ended up just not getting anything.
yeah, because we thought that,
Yeah.
because I remember like I was like, oh no, we need to change that because
Yeah.
that will break people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me,
Yeah, just
let
wait
me
for my
see
indie
what we
games.
got.
Beta has £50 on John to win. May I ask? With
I
who?
do.
Who's doing pools on our fantasy league?
Read the money sign.
I do want to negate some points, and there's a pretty big pool sitting over there that I think I'm going to be able to take some points from. I'm going to counterpick Scarlet Nexus.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going for me there for a second. All right, Scarlet Nexus, first counter pick. All right, it's me. Okay, who I got? I don't know anything. Well, I'm gonna go for the filth.
Okay.
Oh, Google, shut up. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the filth. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is the obvious counter pick. Boom. Over to Keith.
All right. I see it. I see what's going down. I really don't know what to do. But I think I'm going to counterpick Ghostwire Tokyo.
Do you think it's not coming out, or is it going to be bad?
It's gonna be bad.
Oh, spice.
I could see it.
Select the game as counterpick. Ghostwire Tokyo.
All right.
Okay.
Rose is now up for her counter pick. It's super
So,
BM if you double dip on one person for a counter pick, but I might do it. Depending on how this goes.
Um.
I have to take an examination of everyone's board.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Tim has the least counter picking potential. I feel like he's pretty safe.
Oh, I think you have the least counterpicking potential.
Really?
There's one that is laughing at me on.
You're sure that Psychonauts 2 won't come out and Overwatch 2 will be bad or not come out, and you're like not willing to counterpick it?
But the whole point of counterpicking is to deduct points from the person. If all you're doing is getting them a net 0,
oh, well,
then you're not doing any damage.
Well, typically better to get a net 0 than to counterpick and go shit.
Yeah.
Where you lose points if they have a higher score.
Yeah.
So statistically, it makes more sense to go, I don't think this game is going to come out, than I think this game's going to suck.
Yeah, in previous years, that has been my strategy, where I'm like, I just want the 0, and then whatever score I get is just going to be mine. But, yeah, I think I'm going, obviously, with Bloodlines 2, I think that's going to review poorly. So I think I'm trying to pick up some points. Because that screwed me last year.
Because one of my biggest things with Scarlet Nexus is it's a Bandai Namco game, and it's not related to Dragon Ball.
Right.
I don't think those ever do well.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't like the vibe that game's throwing down. I feel like games that have zombies that aren't zombies always like annoy me a little bit.
Be a little crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
Just going for it.
I'm very sorry that we're all coming after you, John.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Ragnarok?
Ragnarok.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yep.
Can't
I
drop
don't
it.
think it's coming.
Yeah, no, I completely get it.
I don't think it's coming out.
No, that's fine. Look, trust me. I gambled. I did a little different than I usually do.
Yeah.
Also because
By the way,
I don't know how we're going to pick, so now that I know, I have a better feel for next year anyway. This was kind of that you got to know your opponents. You got to play the game of chess. All right, well, I'm going to take something that I think is going to suck balls, and that's going to be Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Oh.
that was gonna be one of my next.
That one's just going to suck donkey balls. All right,
I think that's a better like bad pick than Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've got my second counter pick since we're doing this loop.
He's up against the wall. Yeah.
Go ahead.
And by the way, so you guys were running this in 2019.
Yeah.
Did anybody pick up Jump Force?
I did not.
No,
I don't think anyone
no
did.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what that actually got?
I'm sure it's 60s.
It got an
I think
8.
An 8?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
That's unheard of. What?
On Open Critic, you got an 8?
Critics recommend 8%.
That's not the score, though. It's the average score.
It's the average. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're looking at the average. Okay, then
recommended
it's a
average.
57.
Everyone, yeah.
Okay, that sounds more reasonable. It's like nothing gets an 8. If Fast and Furious got a 38, Jump Force didn't get an 8. But yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jump Force got an 8, honestly. Jump Force was a steaming pile of dog shit.
But like even the worst games don't get like below 20. It doesn't happen.
So I've got it down to 2. One is an unannounced game. But I have to go with Overwatch 2. I have to. I was gonna get a Diamond Pearl, but I have to pick Overwatch 2. I just don't see it coming out.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I think that's a safer pick because for all we know, Nintendo's going to be like, hey, Diamond and Pearl comes out. Guess what? It comes out next week. We announced it now. I'm like, what the shit? When?
Yeah, that's a safe counter pick. If one of you picked it, I would have counter picked it, which I know sounds crazy, but like, yeah. Back to Rose.
See it.
I
see it.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing, and I'm gonna have to say, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Not at
Ben,
all.
I'm sorry.
Oh, damn it.
Psychonauts 2 is not coming out this year, man.
Why? Why wouldn't it? Tim Schafer, come on. Do the right thing.
It's not coming out this year, and now you're stuck with it.
Okay, alright.
Hmm.
Spiteful pick. Keith. Your second counter pick.
Jeez, this is really, really hard.
Yeah, it does get hard at this stage. Sometimes you just want to, like, when you're at this stage, you might just want to negate losses. That you think a game that might come out but is like a solid 7.
Yeah.
So you don't lose too many points.
Which is the biggest reason that I did not go against Zelda.
Right.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest reason I did too. Because like, if it comes out, it's a 90, and I'm like, I can't.
Like
that.
Ragnarok is already a big enough gamble for me.
Yeah, if both of those games came out, it would ruin your team. It would just ruin it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry,
That's why I'm just
Finn.
like,
I know we're all picking on you, but I'm gonna have to go for Returnal.
Oh, come on. How are you going to counterpick that? All right, okay. All right, whatever. Come at me.
That's okay.
I'm okay with that one.
I was going to pick it up. Finn, if you didn't pick it up that round, I think I was going to pick up Returnal.
And then, like, in the counter pick, like, if I didn't pick it, like, personally, my pick, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and counter pick this bad boy. Maybe it might be as good as we thought.
You guys are crazy. Okay.
Yeah, look, I'm sitting at 72 points over here.
I am really surprised no one's counterpicking Diamond and Pearl.
Right.
It's one of those Nintendo could be like, F you, we're announcing it tomorrow, and it's coming out the next day after that. You're like, cool, Nintendo.
Yeah, but Let's Go didn't do it as well as we thought it would. I was honestly between Psychonauts and Diamond and Pearl.
Finn, do it. Do it.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, it's the situation where I use my number 1 pick to try and gain some points. Now, my number 2 pick, do I want to do the same thing? A game I think will be bad? Or do I want to go for the spiteful pick and just, like, try and block someone from dropping their thing, just negating their points? So, like, I don't know. Do I go for spite or do I go for maximum points? Let's see. You've got these. These are all pretty solid. John. Yeah, you're kind of set over there.
He's over here plotting. You got tasty points.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I just looked at it. Rose hasn't been counterpicked, and I'm looking at it going, I am not going to counterpick anyone on that. Like, the medium is the only one I would feel semi-okay with counterpicking, but I think that's to make sure it's
the only one. The only one I would have felt semi-okay with was Kenna.
Oh, Kenna. Yeah. I would rather. Yeah, you're right. Kenna first, then maybe the medium, but that is so, like, it's either going to be, like, really shitty, or you're hitting like your 85s to 87s on Kenna. Yeah. Like that's how that lands. And I'm like,
it's well, and that's the way I looked at it. I didn't look at it as it being shitty. I looked at it as that's either not releasing this year or it's getting a 5.
So I have 3 potential counter picks that I'm going to choose from. All of the games are Tim's. So it's either going to be Diamond and Pearl, right? Which
you just said Tim is the least counterpickable?
Yeah, I guess it's just the way things have worked out. All the counter picks have happened already. Diamond and Pearl, I don't think it's going to come out at all. But if it does come out, I'm bummed. Pokemon Snap, I think, is going to come out and is going to be like around a 7. So that's just like trying to negate a lot of points for me. And then I think what I'm going to go for is Halo Infinite.
Ooh.
I think I'm counter picking Halo Infinite. I feel okay about that.
I thought you were going to go after Silksong because it's been so quiet.
No, Silksong's coming out, and if I pick that, it'll ruin me. But I'm counter picking Halo Infinite. That's how this is going down.
All right.
It feels naughty, but I feel so good doing it.
So, fun fact, Nintendo has hold of all of my spicy southern chicken biscuits.
This is
because you know, it's a spicy chicken biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna counterpick Breath of the Wild.
Oh, you 4 counter picks?
Oh.
4.
Are you what?
You guys are
I-
going to get boned by me this year.
I do not think that game's coming out this year. I do not think it's happening.
Well, at least like
That's fair.
3 of them, 3 of the 4 have to come out, right? So it works now. Okay. All right. As the website has told me, the draft is complete. From here, you can make bids for games that were not drafted. However, you may want to hold on to your available budget until later in the year. So the draft is done. It's finished. Let me quickly go through each of our teams again. So, toss a coin for games by John. He has Resident Evil Village, God of War Ragnarok, Nier Replicant, Far Cry 6, Humankind, Scarlet Nexus, Ghostwire Tokyo, and counterpicked Prince of Persia and Overwatch 2. Rose has Monster Hunter Rise, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, It Takes Two, Little Nightmares, Deathloop, The Medium, Lego Star Wars, and has counterpicked God of War Ragnarok and Psychonauts 2. Keith has Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, Bravely Default 2, Rune Factory 5, Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny, Neo The World Ends With You, Prince of Persia, Vampire the Masquerade, and has counterpicked Ghostwire Tokyo and Returnal. I have picked Horizon Forbidden West, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Returnal, Gran Turismo 7, Psychonauts 2, and Overwatch 2. Counterpicking Bloodlines and Halo Infinite. Sounds weird to say. Tim has picked Ratchet & Clank, Hollow Knight Silksong, Diamond and Pearl Remake, Pokemon Snap, Halo Infinite, Guilty Gear Strive, Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, and has counterpicked Scarlet Nexus and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. How are we all feeling now that the draft is concluded? Is everyone happy with their teams?
Yes, and I'm banking on being the entertaining person to watch this year.
Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. 5 counterpicks. 5 of my 7 games got counterpicked by someone else.
Love you, Finn.
Love you.
One of you's getting done dirty. One of these 5 games has to come out and be good. So, like, I don't know who it is. It's like Russian roulette.
Where none of them have come out.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I have, like, most of my stuff I feel is safe.
Uh-huh.
And then I've just got the 2 spicy risk it for the biscuit picks. And that's Pokemon and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Oof. John, based off of this, right? I'm not like counting my own biases into it. I think the best lineup, I think the safest lineup is Tim. But I think if they all come out, I think John has the best chance of getting the highest score. But then I'm also worried about Keith's because I don't know anything about any of those games.
Most of those games will do well within their niche.
Yeah. He could be. He's the dark horse of this league for sure, but like, he
I
terrifies
love
me.
how I'm just not a threat at all. You're just like, eh.
See, and
It's
that's the thing.
Rose.
That's the thing. Like, I'm
Whatever.
actually like very.
She totally doesn't have any good games.
I'm like my biggest. Tim and I were talking about like Kenna's a little weird. It could do good. Honestly, my biggest like I wonder if that's actually going to be to do good is Deathloop. Like Deathloop's like really in a very gray spot for me.
Uh-huh.
Like,
we still have like no idea how that game operates.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm like, maybe it's gonna be like, holy shit, none of us saw this happening.
Yeah.
This is how it runs, and it's fantastic.
Look, all that I need are positive points.
I feel like
and that's actually like as long as you get like positive points.
I get positive points.
I feel like if Kenna does well, you're in the money. Yeah, I feel like if Kenna does well, you're good to go. I feel like all of your other picks are really, really solid. I just don't
like.
I don't see a 90 in them. Is I think my problem, Rose. But like, you can totally win these leagues with like mid 80s all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, your 90s, I can actually see being like Monster Hunter Rise. I just don't know how that's going to review when people compare to like World. That's the kicker.
Yeah.
But I still think it's going to do good.
That's fair.
Because I'm an idiot, I actually think Little Nightmares is probably going to be in your like 85.
Yeah, I think it might be like 82.
Star Wars was just a solid pick. Disgaea for Keith. That's the one that freaks me out a little bit.
I think that's going to be mid to high 80s.
Like,
I think that'll do
Oh,
really well.
Disgaea is going to do well.
Yeah,
I can tell you Disgaea is going to do well.
Overwatch 2, I have no idea. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I will probably like if that comes out and there's supposed to be a single player campaign, shit's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So I will say, so Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate came out after World did.
Mm-hmm.
So Ultimate was the expansion on Generations. Generations was a 3DS game that came out before Ultimate. That reviewed at a 95. Or sorry, no, an 85. That reviewed at an 85. When Generations Ultimate came out after World, it got a 79.
Okay. Yeah. But I feel like with how long was that after World though? Like was that like within a year?
It was
or two?
pretty soon after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is the game that's going to be building on the successes of World in some ways.
Yes, and that's because Generations Ultimate was still very much more like old school Monster Hunter, whereas this is now blending old school and World.
New school.
Yeah. Okay, so Beta in chat puts out a good point. Based off the advanced projections, projected points John is highest right now on 92. Closely behind is me on 91 though. So like all of you can get fucked. Rose and Tim are basically tied on 88, and then Keith said at 71, which hurts to see. Oh.
I think he's gonna get more than that.
But I feel like again, like that's the people who play this league aren't familiar enough with the Japanese stuff, so I feel like the hype like thing is like sort of diluted that way. But yeah.
Hey, there's one thing we can be relieved about. At least nobody was stupid enough to pick Elden Ring.
I thought about it.
I considered it.
So hard.
I considered it.
It's
so
totally
much.
one of those games where I might have picked it, but if someone else picked it, I would have instantly counterpicked it.
It's the game. It's the game that we know if it gets a release date announced, everyone's fighting for a bid on it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's why I don't like the idea of like letting others know that you've bid on something, because when this happened last year when Spider-Man Miles Morales dropped, it was just silent because everyone thought everyone else is bidding on this, but I don't want to ask if they're bidding on this because then they know I'm bidding on this, and then it's just going to be a bidding war. I think Rose got it by spending like $70 or something ridiculous.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to make a bid,
and
you bid under somebody, then does it tell you, well, somebody already bid more than that?
No.
It's all blind.
Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to.
If it's blind bidding on,
you have to decide what the game is worth to you.
Yeah. So let's take Elden Ring for example. If I bid $80 on it, and someone else bids like 90, you'll still lose the 90. It's not like eBay where you give the maximum bid and it'll take out to whoever bid up to it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you lose the bid, you don't lose.
Yeah, if
any
you lose
money.
the bid, you don't. If you lose the bid, you don't get any money. So, excuse me while I now bid on Elden Ring.
I can only think of. I'm gonna have to. Oh yeah, and now we have this funky thing where like we can break down the games and see what the website thinks they're gonna get. It's like you see these like approximate points next to stuff. Let's go through everyone's highest and lowest according to the site. So John's highest approximate is Resident Evil Village with 10. His lowest is Scarlet Nexus with 3. Rose is sitting on 10 with a Monster Hunter Rise and is sitting on 5 with the medium, which is a good low score, to be honest. 5 is like easy. Keith highest is 8 with Bravely Default. Lowest is Rune Factory 5 with 3, which is kind of surprising. Again, I just don't think enough people know about that series. Horizon Forbidden West is my top with 10. And my lowest is Overwatch 2 with 4. Oof. Tim is the only one with 11 projected points, and that's for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I think that is the most hyped game in this system, so that makes sense. And also sitting on 3 with Phantasy Star Online 2. And again, I think that's just like not enough people are picking up that game, but when it gets reviewed, it'll probably be good points.
Yeah, and I will say, if you go look at like Open Critic and whatnot for Phantasy Star Online 2, like the original, that is very low.
Oh.
Because when that initially launched on the Xbox and on PC through Microsoft Store, it did really badly.
Right.
Microsoft did not handle the launch of that game well. Now, if you go look at it on Steam, all of its recent and overall reviews are mostly positive.
Yeah, that happens. Like a No Man's Sky, almost.
Yeah. And since this is like... People say this should just be Phantasy Star Online 3 because it is significantly different from 2.
Yeah.
And it's like a complete overhaul. So I do have some faith in that.
All right, well, that was our FantasyCritic.Games draft for 2021. We will do an update on where this league stands around E3 time, right? Immediately after, like, whenever the big press conferences happen, we'll give, like, a little bit of time for people to pick up some games there, and then we'll see where the league stands from there. And then, of course, we will do an update at the end of the year with the final results. So, yeah, we'll know a lot more then. If you're unfamiliar with the FantasyCritic.Games website, you should absolutely try it if this was of interest to you. You can set up your own leagues and play all for free. This is just some guy doing a passion project. He's made a really good website. It's a fun-ass game. We've been doing it for 3 years now. So shout out to him. And yeah, if you want to follow our league, the link is in chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube later, I will put it in the description so you can follow our league and keep updated with pickups and intrigue as it happens. But yeah, until then, we will see you for the next one of these.
John may have already put some bids in.
John has already put some bids in.
Oh, I've already put a bid in.
Bids are happening. I'm gonna put Jesus
time,
Christ.
baby.
Okay, I'm gonna put a bid in afterwards as well. So there's going to be some immediate pickups, like tonight, I guess. So keep it locked and loaded for that. I might tweet about what other games we pick up. But yeah, we'll see.
So what is the rule on the bids? Like, how do the bids lock in?
So like at a certain time tonight, I think it's 8 p.m. EST, all bids will be processed. And so like just whoever has the highest then gets it. If you bid lower than someone in the game and you don't get it, you get your money back. So you can use that in future bids. So there's no risk with bidding the game that you think someone else might bid on. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. This is something we wanted to do for a long time. If you're watching this on Twitch Live, I'll not confirm this, but hopefully sometime next weekend we will be doing our Game of the Year discussion, if we can get the scheduling right. I won't say we're definitely doing it, but I hope we're doing it. And then, yeah, tomorrow, Sunday, we are doing, me and John, Playhouse Live. And yeah, we'll be talking about lots of stuff then. We'll be talking about probably Vicarious Visions stuff, probably some Xbox Live Gold stuff. We got a lot to talk about this week. And of course, we'll be continuing the Ultimate Press Conference creation fantasy weirdness that we do. But yeah, until then, you can keep up with us on entertheplayhouse.com, on our Twitter feed at interplayhouse. Our individual Twitter bios are around us right now. But yeah, until then, we will see you sometime in June or July with an update on this. But yeah, until then, see you guys, and thanks for joining.
Bye.